Hi, YouTube. How are you doing? I think you might have seen this before. Doug got me this one. Or did you see it? I better hold still. Oh, today's been quite a day already. To my Jewish friend, I hope we're still friends. I mean, I have Jewish granddaughters. I'm far from naive or ignorant to the same literature other people have studied. My education is extensive. I mean, what I know about the Talmud, that's not open for debate or um, rabbis saying that Gentiles were made to be slaves to them and that they would live like Effendi, you know, that they're educated, that they're more worthy through their bloodline that somebody else wouldn't be. There's no defending that. There's no debate. Where do you go after that? I mean, it's not just out of one person. This is a culture of human beings that view other human beings as less than. Where do you go from there? What can you bring forth to the table that isn't your own literature that is going to change the situation for anybody? That's what I'm asking. That's all I want to know because I've been a victim of what I'm talking about in that Talmud. And you might want to have to worry about people that meet like me that have been affected by those types of things. And why was I affected? Because I defected. That's why I left my inheritance behind for other people because I couldn't stand the lies and the bullshit and the degrading of other humans. So that's where I stand, you know? There's no debating that. You can't debate what's written in there. That's what I'm talking about. You can talk about all the little fuzzy stuff in the world that you want to talk about. You can always even talk about the fact that Abraham's offsprings will be throughout the world as numerous as the stars, you know. But you can also talk about the fact that Abraham was told to leave his family and he didn't entirely do that. And the bloodlines that were mixed should it in according to what I've read shouldn't have been mixed at that point. There's really no rectifying the um, language that's used for the abuse of kids in that book. That's not my book. I didn't write it. Did you write it? Or are you defending it? There's no conversation about it after that, for real. I'm not going to pass this notion that one human being is another above another for any reason. I've studied medicine. If you were hurt, would you want me to help you? Well, I wouldn't do it out of obligation, you know. I can I'm a contractor. I can build a house. I can build my own car. What do you know that you can actually do that with, and I'm a great cook. And yeah, I'm more kosher than kosher. If you want to get down to brass tacks, the way I prepare food, you probably wouldn't even hold a candle to the cleanliness of it all and the spiritual mindset that I have preparing that. So, I mean, what you got? I want to know, you know? Anyway, and well, there's really nothing more that I can say on that. There is no defense of that nasty book. And um, some people say that the Septuagint was Hebrew, some say it's Greek. I'm going with the chronologist like Jason Brashears that is highly educated. Hardly anybody out here could really hold a candle to his knowledge base on chronology, the changing of the calendars. Of course, we know that, right? Along with the languages to deceive. Oh, I've got proof of it through the timelines. Absolute proof of timelines, migration, and language. And we know that there's proof out there that disproves things. But you can't take a word that's originated from somewhere else, like Messiah, and make it your own and say that's where it was derived from, because when it was first written, we know it wasn't written in Hebrew. I mean, things like that. I mean, what's the debate on the proof that other people aren't willing to acknowledge if you're not willing to acknowledge it? You know, there's no arguing about what are facts. There's no arguing what I know I lived through and why I lived through it. And yeah, it does become a fight. It goes out of the spiritual into the physical. And I didn't put it there. I'm trying to help people overcome this barrier that's on this planet because of these reasons. People with that mindset. And no, I'm not fake. I'm not going to sit there like I've seen and pull a blanket over my head and take a hit of the pot while I'm on an interview. I'll smoke it right in front of you. What? Who are you hiding from? People don't show their face, and then you want to worry about my content? Hey, whatever. The people that are listening to me evidently have a reason to be listening, you know? If it happens to concern the Native Americans and you live on their land, you probably don't want to talk about that either. But I'll guarantee you, if things went south on this planet, I'd rather be around the Native Americans than I would the Jewish community. I'll tell you why. Because they've always made it no matter where they've been, and they can make their own world go around like I can without any instruction from other people. I have a brain, a very big one, and I love using it. I'm not going to sit there and memorize things out of a book to prove anything to anybody. I have documented videos. If you want to try and slam my videos, go to the video that proves when the language was changed and what it said about why this out of Israel's own mouth. You know, these things I'm saying, it's all true. So what's the debate? There isn't one. You believe what you want to believe, and I'll believe what I want to believe. If somebody thinks that I'm less than them, and I know that I've given more to the world than many people I know, if not all of them, then it's like I shared a meme over on my Facebook. Eagle doesn't take flight lessons from a chicken, young person, you know. You assume I'm naive, you assume I'm weak, and you assume that I'm not your bloodline and I'm subservient to you. But so much for assumptions, right? I'm doing the right thing for all the people on the planet, and I don't think that I'm better. Well, my knowledge base is set enough. No, let me reword that. If you want to take words wrong, that's okay too. But my mind and my heart and my soul is big enough to be able to instruct people in many things. And my life doesn't go around just because, well, yeah, because of spirituality. See, yeah, you got to pick your words really wise, especially when you're dealing with um a non-argument where somebody wants to put something there that isn't even debatable. So it doesn't really matter um another person's outlook, your point of view, your perspective. You can come from your perspective. And the whole world doesn't go around like that. There's people that have love for their creator, just like anybody and everybody else with the same blood that runs through their veins, the same initial blood that runs through their veins without interbreeding within their families, like my whole lineage and your whole lineage. Unless you're out to convert people. That's what Doug says. Doug said he's just looking to convert people. I said, I don't know. I don't know. Of course, that would mean um, more alliance and that type of thing within the Jewish community. I could understand that, but and um, yes, I studied Hebrew when I was young, much younger, and I'm an ordained minister with a license in my state. I've studied every major religion on this planet to make informed decisions for myself. That's a good thing to do, see what's going on in the world, see what everybody else, how they think, why they think that way within their cultures, you know. So, is it a matter of who's smarter? If that's the case, your book won't prove your intelligence. Whatever book you want to pull out. How well rounded are you? But like I say, what else can you do? You know, just wondering. Uh, Yeah, I'm not here to debate with anybody. I'm here to instill the fear in the people that are hurting other people that deserves to be there. And I'm not going to stop until the whole world feels it. You're going to feel what you've done to other people. And if you're siding with the people that are doing those things, you're in the line of fire. Period. And I know there's a lot of people like, oh, there's nothing nobody can do, nothing's ever going to happen. And yes, I know that's the way people think, but it's not the case. My words will get out there and this will make an impact. So, yeah, I don't get a lot of views, but I know once I say it, it's in the ether, it's out there. So we all know this is true, you know. And yes, I've read the Kabbalah too. I've read what I talk about. I know firsthand what I'm talking about. This isn't um my one of my given names is Key. That should give you a bit of a clue. I've got a lot of names. That's just one of them. And I'm trying to be as kind here as I can possibly be in the face of tyrants. But that's not always going to be the case. And I'm a very physical person also. So I'm not just playing here. I'm a warrior in every stream and extreme of the word. I don't play. I don't with people just because I think I can. I'll totally be your friend, stand beside you, take care of you, defend you, whatever you need, up to a point. After that point, I don't care. You don't care. I don't care. We'll just leave it at that, you know. But I really needed to speak on how I feel. And I know you think I'm uneducated and naive and that I can't back up what I'm talking about, but I can. But I'm not going to use your documentation to prove the dispute in your documentation. But if you don't want the facts that can be proven, then you could be living in your fairy tale and you'll be dying in it too. I can't be manipulated. And the kind of preacher I am, I don't stand on a pulpit. I talk to you. That's what I do. I got my license so I could perform marriages. But it doesn't mean that I'm not educated. That it's not a profession, because it is. So what are my videos? You never know. Concerns the world at all times. I talk a lot about mental health. I've studied psychology most of my life. It's a passion. I've worked as a paraprofessional with Head Start. I've worked for my school district um, with emotionally disturbed youth. I've worked as a counselor with at a men's facility. So you're not. I mean, okay. Does it really matter the skills that somebody might acquire through their life that would make them highly aware of what's going on in the world? Yeah, it does. Life experience sometimes really teaches us a lot, you know. What more could be said? You know, gee, they think they're better than you, and you think they're not. But I don't think I'm better than you, but you could prove me wrong. I might, given some time. That could occur. It might. I hope not. But people can't go through this world thinking that others are just animals. You're the animal with that mindset right there. I had a dog with more manners than I've heard out of a lot of rabbis. Believe what you want. I could tell my dog, excuse me, and he would move. You know, that's a high intelligence. You know, but then again, who says excuse me to their dog, right? Some weirdo. Is that what I am? A disposable weirdo? What if you wouldn't be here if I never was? There's something for you to think about. You should be careful who you think is less than you, especially with an education, because I will devour you. Are you sure you want to do this? I won't be alone. I can guarantee you that. So, yeah, it's getting a little dark in here now. I did put up a covering over there, but if I let it down, it's going to be too bright. So, yeah, it's good enough. I'll have one more cigarette here and talk a little bit longer. Like I said, I'm being nice now. I'm not always known to be nice. It's not really my forte. It used to be. I wanted to be the sweetest person on the planet, but they wouldn't leave me alone. So, depends on how hard I am pushed before I push back. And people can say and do things over this internet, and they always think they're so untouchable because you can do miracles within the matter of this earth, right? Is that what you think? How much magic you got in there? Hey, love me or hate me, whatever. I'm a lover, not a fighter, but I do love to fight too. I'd rather dance, but whatever. Did you know you can actually dance on somebody's head and they don't have to be on the ground? But yeah, I think that's a martial artist joke. At least it used to be up until about a second ago, right? Yeah. Is that a threat? If you think that you're better than me, yes, it's a direct threat. Absolutely. And if you think there's any debate about the Talmud, it's also a direct threat. If you think that Israel is allowed to take over the United States of America and we aren't going to fight, that's also a direct threat. It's a promise. I promise you, these things will not be fulfilled. Dream on. Dream until your dreams come true. Do-do, do-do, you know? Dream with me, dream for the year, dream for the laughter, dream for the tears. Dream with me, if just for today, maybe tomorrow they'll come along, take it away. Or take you away? I think it is. Reminds me of another good song, Gary Wright's Dreamweaver. Yeah. And for those of you who appreciate the music I put through, you're very welcome. I'm glad you enjoy it. I never know what I'm going to run across. And if I see something like I haven't heard for 50 years, like I played, oh God, 50, had to be 60 years ago. I bet I was like 6 years old. There was a song, Skip a Rope, and Daddy, Don't You Walk So Fast. That's, oh, if that doesn't make you cry, those two, oh my goodness, inside yourself, you know, it's like, wow, yeah, 60 years ago. Can you imagine? So I hear something like that. It's like, wow, I wonder if these younger people ever even heard this music, you know? So that's why I share. So like I've said to other subs, if you don't like the music, hey, scroll past it. It's not going to kill you, you know. It might be a little rough on your cell phone. Yeah, whatever. Most of it's in my community, so it's not going to be bothersome. You know, you have to actually go in there and see what it is. Well, I don't know. I suppose it's going to be out there and, yeah, in our posts. But yeah, yeah, I think it is cool when I run across old ones that, wow, like from the 70s, even like when I first started running away. Hey, when I was taken, um, trained by rabbi Jesuits and Templars, and to know what I'm talking about right now. It was really the Eastern Star that was my biggest opponents. They hate me. They want to be me. You know, I hate them too. Yeah, feelings mutual, ladies. Trying to manipulate me when I was young. That was a trip. Oh, you can, sometimes you can just make people cry by talking to them. My dad was a 3-time overpass master mason with Jesuit, Shriners Rites, and Scottish Rite, and some other stuff. A priest of sorts. But him and I would make jokes that would like go over people's heads, you know, and then we just laugh and laugh, you know. So I've been trained for this my whole life concerning the Kabbalah and all the rest of it. So carry on. This is about the Talmud and a few other things that I have a beef with, and the changing of the text and all of it that I was trained for right now. And whatever I need to disprove what is ever coming up against me, it will be available for me. So that's all I got to say. Just don't assume that it's going to be an easy kill, because it will never happen. So we can either be friends or we can end this on a sour note. That depends upon you. because I don't defend what isn't righteous for all. That's true justice, and stick that in your pipe and smoke it. That's my integrity from one human to another, if you are human. So, okay, everybody, I appreciate you joining me one more time. Yay! Duct tape. Love you all. Thank you for being here. Have a really good weekend. Peace from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. Want to spar? Seriously, so. I'm in the book. My address, Tunnel Road. It's only one. Pine City, Minnesota. Think about it. Doggone thing.